hopefully this will record sound this time. Alright, brakes on and power to 17. No. Got some strong feet, you can hold that. Okay, right up to about 50. Back to both. And back to onto left. About 25 we drop. Back to both. Engine's running great. Car of heat.
Just traffic, Skag, left down 117.
Yep, about 75 drop. Oil pressure is at 50. And throttle back to idle. Cool, engine stayed. Emitter, light comes on. Sorry, alternator.
I know, it throws everybody off. I'll put the carpet off here, I got that.
Thank you. And then back to 1000.
Just traffic, Skag's on a left base 17, Chester.
Alright, just let this guy come in. Just maybe give it a little more power here just to let it warm up a little more. You still got it leaned out.
I'll lean it out.
So just wait for him. So, take off as normal. All the patterns the same as you've done before. Look at maintaining that right rudder in the climb, especially upwind and then turning crosswind and into downwind, and for that you're usually fine. And then on our approach, it's basically the same approach as the 3-point, just carry a little bit more energy. This is nice because you do still have a little bit of a headwind, which is going to help. So you're looking for between 60, 65. If you're a little over 65, it's not that big of a deal. We're not going to just keep floating on down. So 65 is good, and then as you come in and you start to get into ground effect, this is going to take a little more power than the Cub did. The Cub just took just the slightest amount, and it would just hold it right there in ground effect, and you could do a nice wheel landing. This just takes a little bit more. So you'll need a little more power just to kind of keep it floating along, and we don't want to be too tail low. So that was what the challenges you were having before, and there's kind of a bad spot on any tailwheel airplane, which is between all the way back and then neutral or forward. It's kind of like, I call it a danger zone of sorts. You want to try to avoid being in that zone. That's where things are likely to happen. So either the tail is up or the tail is down. We don't want to be too much in between there. So we'll try to, it's okay if it's just a little bit 3-point, let's say a little bit tail low, but not too much. So if we can let it settle on the mains and not so much tail low, that's good. We're not going to force it down. So we're just kind of let it settle. Once it settles, it'll settle nicely on the oleo. Give it a second. 1, 2, 3.
Skyhawk's clear.
And then ease the stick forward. And then as you ease the stick forward is as you'll ease the power off. Okay. Kind of simultaneous. And just keep it straight. You're all good to go. Yep.
Alright, mixture is full. Rich. Chester traffic, Cam 059er taking off runway 17, left traffic, Chester.
And no one's coming in behind you, I can see that.
Chester traffic, Skyline 759 Tango Julius, crossing runway 17 at the approach for the run-up area, Chester.
Just easy on the rudders there. Little lighter, a little lighter. Good, doing a good job there.
Chester traffic, Cam 059er, left crosswind, runway 17. Chester.
Good. He drifted a tad, but it's nothing significant.
Chester traffic, Chem 059er, left downwind, runway 17, Chester.
Alright, so don't let it get over 14. So push it over here. Good, nice and coordinated there. Good, start letting it come down. Don't let it pitch like that so much. You kind of set the pitch, so this is your pitch. So you just set it, and then you bring the power back, and then you set the trim, and it'll just kind of maintain. That way you're not end up doing kind of like an oscillating thing, pilot-induced oscillation.
Chester traffic, Chem 059er, left base, runway 17, Chester.
So just carry a little more power right here, just because you're a little farther out. What I want you to avoid happening is having to bring in power. Well, we're going to bring in power right before you touch down, but bring in power when we're coming over the threshold. Because what that'll do is that'll mean you end up being pitched a little higher than I want you to be pitched up. I want a nice control. Go ahead.
Chester traffic, Chem 059er, final, runway 17, Chester.
Good, good. Alright, so now work on that same approach. Bring it to idle or near idle. Work on that 65. And again, you don't have to necessarily hit that threshold, the displaced threshold. So carry just a little bit of power right here, just to kind of get us a little farther along. Just take those dang trees. Alright, let it come down. So now let it float in the ground effect here. The power setting is perfect. So just kind of hold this power setting and very gently let it touch. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, all the way back, way back. So what was happening there is we were just almost forcing it down. Yep. So we just needed to kind of just steady it. But you see how what's a really nice feature of this Champ is we can pull it all the way back, and we're not going to save it. We can save it just fine. A Cub, you can't always do that. The Cub, if you do that too early, you'll end up, it'll want a ground loop. But this, there's so little movement between tail up and tail down that it seems to work out just.
Chester traffic, Chem 059er is clearly active.
Chester traffic, Skyline 759 Tango Juliet, departing runway 17, Chester. Left turn east.
So that first plop up, what happened was then he pushed it down. He actually just needed to just add in just a little more power and just kind of smooth it out to let it settle back down. That's one big difference from the Cub. The Cub, you actually can't force it down, even though it's not good. It's not a good method, but it can be done. This, it doesn't work. You end up doing those thing down the runway, and then it'll just get worse and worse. The only way you can solve it is to go around or pull it all the way back.